Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for being here. Thanks for having me. Cleveland's been amazing. Performance tonight, truthfully, I'm always a truthful guy. It wasn't the best performance I've ever produced. I'll note that. But, it is what it is. Boxing's the hardest game in the world, and if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. I'm limited in experience. Only had 10 amateur fights. This was my 7th professional fight tonight. I'm not the type of young fighter who's an active fighter. I keep having fights and breaks, which can't happen anymore. But listen, we got the win, and that's all that matters. And we're straight back in the gym. I'm on to the next. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Listen, boxing's a funny game, and that was the first opponent I'd ever faced who was as short as that. But there's no excuses. It's just another style that I've learnt now. I've been in there with, so I'm going to add it to my arsenal. And that's it, to be fair. But it is what it is, isn't it? It wasn't the best performance for myself, but I don't make any excuses. I got the win, and that's what I came here for. So I'm happy. Yeah, definitely. I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason, and it's still a win on the record. We're 7-0 now, and we just keep pushing. We just keep pushing along, and that's what this game's about. Just taking it slow and steady, and that's how you win the race. I feel like the more fights I have, the better I'll get. The more rounds underneath my belt, the better I'll get. So it's all plus points to take from this. As I say, straight back in the gym, straight back in learning, but the thing I need most is fights, and that's what I intend to do, over this next year or so. Going into the new year, I really want to be active. I don't care who's in the opposite corner as long as I'm in there on fight night, underneath the lights, in front of the crowd. I just want to add the crowd was absolutely amazing tonight. Thank you to everyone in Cleveland who showed up and supported. And a big shout out to everyone in the UK that stayed up late and tuned in to watch me fight. Really appreciate it, guys. I wouldn't be here without you. I didn't think anything, to be fair. The man can say what he wants about but he went 8 rounds with a guy who just walked forward like a plank of wood and didn't throw a shot. And every time Tyrone did throw a shot, he nearly knocked him out. Can't remember what round it was. He hit him with a straight right. Number 4, nearly knocked Jake Paul out. Didn't know what day it was. But, Jake Paul's one of them. You'd be surprised if you see him in the ring again, because I don't think Jake Paul's got a lot of balls. It's obvious. He got asked about me in the post-fight interview. I didn't have nothing to say. He confronted me in the hallway there. Had his all about 15, 20 team of him jump all over us. We was there. We was ready to fight there and then. He's big in front of cameras, but small by himself. And Jake Paul realised tonight how hard the sport of boxing is. And he got clipped with a little shot. So imagine if he got hit and dropped. I don't know if you'll see Jake Paul back in the ring again. Well, it just transpired about 10 minutes ago. I was doing an interview down there, and his whole team landed. Jake Paul squaring up to me, but then he seen me at ringside. I was leaning over the ropes, waiting to get in there. Here was Logan. No, not right now. They ain't fighters. I've said this from word 1. If you want this fight, I'm here and I'm ready to go. There's no running, there's no playing. And it's fine if you don't want the fight, just say it. You can put everyone's mind to rest then. Stop bullshitting all the time and just say it how it is. You either want the fight or not. I want the fight. And if you don't, just say it and we can move on. I can go my way, you go your way, but stop using my name. I would say pretty close. I mean, I've not watched it back, but I was ready to throw hands there and then. This man's all in front of the cameras, but he doesn't understand that me and my team will go now. We don't care about how many years of you. We'll get stuck in. So he can count his blessings in the hallway, really.
Who broke it up?
Hey?
Who broke it up?
40 of his security team broke it up because the man can't fight. He can't fight at all. Imagine him on a street fight, please. It won't last 2 seconds. If he had no security team there with him, he wouldn't have even walked straight past me. It's not a case of what I have to do to get the fight. I'm not begging and pleading for the fight. I'm hit. I didn't ask to be on this undercard. They put me on the undercard, and they've obviously not done it for the good of my health. They've put me on this undercard for a reason. Now, I was very, accepted by the American audience, as you all, could see when I was walking out. It was like I was walking out in Manchester. I'm not begging and pleading for this fight. I'm just a fighting man who will fight in the ring against anybody. And Jake Paul just happens to be calling my name an awful lot. But I'm here. I've done my part tonight. He's done his part tonight. Why not make it next? It's the fight. It's on the tip of everyone's tongue. Nobody wants to see him fight another MMA kid. Why not come up against a pro boxer? So, I've got a huge following in the UK. And I don't think it's too bad in America as well. So, you know, happy days there. It just seems right. But again, this is Jake Paul talking about. Can he stand on? I don't know. I seen nothing. I seen absolutely nothing. Jake Paul's got nothing inside him, and I seen that in that corridor right then. Because there was a moment in that corridor where everything was going off between the security and my team and his team, and it was just me and him. And I looked dead into his soul. And when them cameras are not around, he doesn't want to know. I mean, let's be honest. If he really wanted to fight me, I'd have been in that ring there at the end of the fight, through the ropes, let's go. There's no return. But he didn't want that. And the reason why he didn't want me in the ring is because if I was getting in there, he wouldn't be able to go back on it. That's why I wasn't in the ring tonight.
What did you think of your performance tonight? Were you disappointed at all in not getting the finish?
My performance was, honestly, dog shit. Now I'm a realist. You know, I don't beat around the bush. I say it how it is, and I always will say how it is. Win, lose, or draw, you will always see an honest, you know, answer from myself. I didn't rate my performance tonight at all. At all. And that's just period. But this is a sport of boxing. We have good days and bad days. I got the win, and that's all that matters in a fight. You know, you come out with a W, and we're 7-0 now, and we're just going to keep on pushing forward, like I said before, slowly but surely. We're going to get the right fights at the right time, you know, and just enjoy it, because my career ambitions are a lot different, you know, to Jake Paul's. That's why you can't relate us in the same sentence, because I've got ambitions of, you know, being a world champion and being remembered, doing this as my whole life. Jake Paul's in this to make a few quid and a bit more fame, and another bit to add to his content creation or whatever he wants to do. I'm a fighting man, and that's the difference between me and him. I think tonight we all saw Jake Paul clearly didn't know how hard boxing was. He took one good right hand in the ear, stumbled back, went through the ropes, and he's thought, oh, God, it's a bit of an hard game, this, isn't it? I'll stick to the YouTubing business. I think that's what you've seen tonight. You know, he took one good shot in a boxing ring, and he crumbled. And if Tyrone would have pressed on a little bit more through them rounds, Jake Paul would have been out of there. Now, this is probably why you won't see me and him next, because if he did that with me in there, I'd have swarmed all over him, hands up round me here, straight to him, take everything that he's got on the arms and gloves, and I'd wear him down and smash him to pieces. But that's why you won't see me and Jake Paul. Not through me, through him. You know, many things, you know, no excuses from me. That was the best camp I've ever had in my entire life. There's no excuses there. It's just a simple fact of experience, you know, not enough fights, not enough, you know, amateur pedigree, you know. I'm learning on the road here. And I think for a 22-year-old kid to come up halfway across the world without, you know, his trainer and my dad left at home, 10 amateur fights, 7 professional fights, I don't think I'm doing too bad. And obviously that was a huge crowd. I enjoyed every single minute of it, but I think for the stage where I'm at in my career, I'm more than happy, because I'm not an Olympic gold medalist. I'm not a multi-nations champion. I'm just a normal kid with a few fights on a big stage trying to do my best. And, you know, it is what it is. We got the win tonight. We'll go back and then we'll assess and we'll go forward again. That's just how this game works.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.